But Stephen A., for you, what has been your biggest takeaway from the tournament thus far?
My biggest takeaway is that we've got a superstar in the making in Tyrese Halliburton. This brother is something special. And I'll tell you something right now. When you see leading the league in assists with 12.1 per game, scoring over 26 points, the level of efficiency is one thing for him to do it. Let me just read these numbers, the placement of these numbers for the Indiana Pacers. Number 1 in offensive efficiency. Number 1 in pace of play. Number 1 in assist-to-turnover ratio. Number 1 in assists per game. Number 1 in points in the paint per game. Number 1 in fast break points per game, okay? Number 1 in field goal percentage shooting per game. Offensive rating per game. Think about that for a second.
Insane.
With this kid at 23 years of age leading the pack, it is something special to behold, and I'm just paying attention to it, and I just hope, all I'm praying is this: win, lose, or draw, nobody on the court tonight remind me of the Pelicans from the other night. That's all I ask. That's all I ask.
Amen to everything Stephen A. just said. I'm going to look at the bigger picture a little bit and how fortunate the league is to have LeBron James. I mean, this league, more than any other, is tied to a star, and sometimes just one.
Yep.
But whether we're talking about Russell and Chamberlain to Magic and Bird to Jordan to Shaq and Kobe and then LeBron subsequently, when LeBron James buys in like he does and shows you that he feels something is important, everybody else in the league follows suit.
Sets the standard.
He sets it. He's determined. And one of the reasons why we'll get to this, but I think the LeBron James-led Los Angeles Lakers will win tonight is because LeBron wants this. The first name on that cup that we're looking at is not Russell's name. It's not Chamberlain's name. It's not West's name, the logo. It's not Jordan. It's not Magic. It's not Bird. It's going to be LeBron James's name. His will be the first, and that's a forever. I think legacy is often overstated, overrated, overused by us, but not in this case. When you see LeBron show through his actions, the way he's playing, that something's important, I think that has conveyed, and it certainly turned me around in the way I felt about the skepticism I had over this tournament when it first started.
Because at first you were not an early convert.
No.
But now?
No.
What?
I don't have to be converted to believe in LeBron James.
Sure.
And I believe in his will and his judgment and saying this is what is important to me and this league that I represent.
Look, the winners, absolutely, Stephen A. Pacers, Halliburton, LeBron. The fans, too. The whole league. This thing worked. It worked. There was a lot of people, somebody sitting to my right, that apparently is still not on board. I'm not quite. You got to look behind you. It's happening. It's good. It's working.
Yep.
It's working.
It is.
You know, otherwise, what are we doing tonight? We're sitting there watching a regular game.
Yep.
December 9th, we're watching so-and-so play.
The league got it right. They got it right.
And we don't care. And the players bought in. And apparently, even if you're rich, $500,000, that's some motivation. That's some motivation for these guys. So,
absolutely.
So look, across the board, positive, the whole thing. But especially what Stephen A. said, it's a welcome to NBA relevancy for the Pacers. Like, well, who now we get, and they earned that. They earned that 6-0 in the tournament, 132 points a game in the tournament games.
Right.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Well, so it's unbelievable. The whole thing.
I want to go back to the fans because even though they benefited from it, they're the reason we're all benefiting from it because the fans bought in. And they were so interested in it, it compelled the players to be interested in it because they were feeding off the momentum and the fervor from the fan base. And think about this. We can look at this championship game tonight. We can look at the semifinals a couple of nights ago. I'm going back to 2 weeks ago when Sacramento and Golden State went against one another, and it was a 124 to 123 outcome, and how electrifying that environment is. I'm thinking about Indiana beating Boston to get in, and how exciting that was. Those things play a role.
The Pacers GM said, Kevin Pritchard said, that game against Boston, that was like a playoff game environment for the fans.
NBA,